If you were anything like me or just thinking, damn, it's great that it's time for the Go Show, then you got a home here. Welcome to the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, and world that we live in. Thank you so much for you get feedback like that. It's absolutely awesome. Yeah. Got to remember to mute Instagram. If you don't mute the Instagram tab, that happens. Hi, everyone. Yes, again, they don't let Mike Russell push buttons. They do not. An interesting morning I've had. I got out to the shooting range, got to hang out with my buddy Travis from the NRA, and got to hang out with my buddy George from the what was it? Nat Warfare. I'm gonna explain that to you in just moments. And hit the clay course. Too much fun. Queen Bee out there knocking them down as well. So I'll give you an update on that. It basically came from yesterday's program where I was talking about that guy went wing shooting in Argentina that sent 1,000 rounds a day up into the air. Wow. And I mean, wow. Yeah, if you can do that, go for it. I shot maybe 50 rounds today. 50? And I'm good. I'm good. But here's something really cool to report. If y'all know me, I've had 2 brain surgeries. And it's on this side of the nugget where I have my shotgun, where I, push it up to my cheek here, hit the cheekbone. It's all connected here in the skull. Sometimes shotgunning isn't my favorite thing in the world to do because es no bueno when I get home. Today, fantastic. Have no idea why. I feel great. And I don't know if it'll hit me later, but I'm like, all right. Okay. Don't have to take any pain pills. We're good. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Mm-hmm. I'm giving you my queso recipe for this weekend. Ooh. Oh, what kind of queso? Let's talk about queso. I'll talk about queso all day. Now, when you say you're reviewing your queso recipe, that means you're just getting things done. Yeah. Thanks, Jim. Ron, are you just what kind of queso were we making? Because I like queso that's meaty, like ground bison in it or some ground Watusi. I like it meaty. That's how I like my queso. Sorry, but yeah. So, but what's the occasion too? Is just for football time? Is just a good time? I'm all about it. All about it. But let's get to this. It was a meeting that we had to have out at Oh, we got to make a list. Right on. And that's always big, especially for me because I only shop on Fridays because Fry's has 4 times fuel points on Fridays. It's the only time I will shop. Literally the only time I will shop because I want to get maximized fuel points for my very gas guzzling F-150. And because of where we are in the country right now, we have $3.50 gas here in the West Valley. And so $2.50 is a little more palatable, which is $1.50. But anyway, but I understand the making the list. Yes. Oh, 55th is on Saturday night. Double nickels. Here we go. Like that. Okay. Anyway, got out there with a meeting that we had to have for a fun shoot. I want you to mark your calendars for February 1st. The Wildlife for Tomorrow Conservation Cup is going to be open to the public. It's a charity event. It's going to be teams of 4 out on. We got 2 clay courses and we have Nat Warfare. I'm going to get to that in a minute because George was there from Nat Warfare today. And we just decided, Queen Bee and I was like, hey, why don't we shoot before? Why don't we hit the sporting clay course before we start our meeting? So we met out there at 7:30, nice and cool out there, and just started hitting the course and just started throwing them up. And I got to tell you, it got to a point where I'm talking to my buddy Travis, who's like, oh, this is good that we're here from the NRA. So because I actually have a clay shoot in Central California on Saturday. It's good to get some repetition in. And I said, and I was like, man, I think about these tournaments. And I think about these big shoots where people are like very, very serious. They're out there with like, $10,000 shotguns. And I'm like, that to me is like paying for a round of golf, $100 or whatever it is for a round of golf and keeping score and stressing yourself out. Nope. There's no reason this can't be fun. Keeping score when you're out there just shooting clays and having fun. I mean, I understand Queen Bee and I get competitive every now and again, but I mean, I want to just enjoy myself and watch clays go boom. That's what I want to do. I just want to watch a clay get busted up. That's it. No, I did it. Yep. Maybe hit a double. Everybody's happy. Woohoo. Everybody's high-fiving. Not keeping score. There's no Sportsman's Channel booths and, the high risers and cameras around. there's no prizes. So have fun. Like if you think that if you think I would totally love to go out and shoot clays, you should, because it's too much fun. Oh, but I'm not good. I really wouldn't know what I'm doing. They'll help you. And don't worry about keeping score. Don't worry about what you hit and don't hit. Just get out there and have a good time. I have taken rookies. I mean, people have never held a firearm in their life. I have taken them to Ben Avery or out to Rio Salado and had a wonderful time. The first time, if they hit one out of 50, and that's why we call Sarah, intern Sarah, that's why I call her Sarah 5-0, by the way. And took her 50 shots to the first one. If we hit one in 50 shots, that will keep them coming back. They will see what that feels like, and they will be blown away by how cool that is, how much fun that is, and it relatively inexpensive. I mean, very inexpensive sport to get into. As a matter of fact, we're going to do it once a month, meet out there at 7:30 on a Friday. But we because it's, why wouldn't you? You know, if you can get out there at 7:00, nice and cool, wonderful time to be had by all. You're back home by 9:00. You're at work by 9. It's perfect thing to do. A lot of fun. But I was a little big for my britches when I was reading that article about the wing shooting that we talked about yesterday, and that you get into that flow state. Yeah. No, I didn't find a flow state. Didn't find it. But what I did is get a rhythm down. And once you get a rhythm down, you're fine. But I love it. Tried to get there, get some practice in, since I may be 1 out of 52. Jim, I'm telling you, man, it is too much fun. And if they ask you to buy the gold card, and you know you're going to get out there a few times, if they ask you to buy the gold card for Ben Avery out there, do it. It's worth it. Because if you don't, you have to go into the pavilion. You got to, get the little spiel and all this stuff every single time you go. If you have a card, what they do is they just fill the card with clays, with clay credits, and you just walk from your truck right to the course and just start going. Put the thing in there, and it reads it and tells you how many clays you have left, and you just shoot all day. Highly recommended. Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait. Lynn's got a culinary question. Let's see here. Can I make a simple bologna using game meat? Have I done that? I have not done it. Can you do it? Hell yes, you can do it. Yes, you can. 100% you can do it. And and I can say this too, Jim, about getting the card. Yeah, I got Queen Bee one for Christmas this coming year, so hope she's not listening. But anyway, the bologna, yes, you can. Summer sausage, you can. Any type of that meat, which is basically encasing some sort of sausage. And what that does is a super, 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 super fine grind. Like you're putting this thing through, you're putting that meat through the grinder probably 3-4 times before you get here. I mean, before you get to where you want it to be, where it's just a pasty kind of consistency. But you want to make sure you follow directions. You want to make sure that you have the right fat to game meat ratio, and that you want to get the what's the powder that you got to put in there. It doesn't sound appetizing, but it's a powder that you put in there, and you mix it all up. You keep it overnight in the fridge, and then you're ready to go pack them in. But you definitely can. And hopefully this most of this. And Ion, oh man, Grizz. All right, buddy, it's okay. We'll give you a day off every now and again, pal, if you're gonna miss most of this, but it's okay. But yes, Lynn, you can do that. It takes some gear, and if you have the gear, you can definitely do it. But I highly recommend, which I for some weird reason lost in the divorce. I don't have my meat grinder, so I will be probably asking Santa for one. And then I can process my own meat. I definitely want to start processing my own meat. I really want to start boning things out in the field and just putting it into a game bag and putting it into the cooler and getting it home and vacuum sealing things and freezing them, because I think it's better if you just do it at home. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Yes. I'm tired of looking at Facebook videos. Buddy, I'm telling you, if you YouTube has it. I'm telling you, YouTube has it. If you have a question, YouTube's got it all covered. I'm sure Facebook has some too, but I mean, YouTube's a little more friendly when it comes to just searching for random stuff like how do I make bologna. And by the way, one of the coolest things to do around holiday weekends is really shop if you have especially if you have a good size freezer, is really shop the sales of like, stuff that like roasts that make good stew meat, and things like that, and stuff that you can grind down and make burger. If you can find sirloin for like $3.99 a pound or $2.99 a pound, those make the best hamburgers. Top Sirloin makes the best hamburgers you're going to have. You're not going to have a better burger. My goal is I'm going to try my best to take some of the leftover brisket. I'm going to chop it up and see if I can make a brisket slider out of it. It's ambitious. But I'm going to give it a try. I am going to give it a try. Something I saw, and by the way, I'm sorry, we were talking culinary stuff, and Lynn brought up that, but no meat in the queso, she says. It's for burgers and hot dogs. God love you. Just God love you. You're doing God's work. Because there's nothing, you know where I learned queso on a burger? Remember Fuddruckers? Remember that place? Who does remember Fuddruckers? That like a full pound hamburger that I was like, yep, that's for me. And I had everything. I had my whole system down going to Fuddruckers. I loved that place so much. I had my whole system down. And one of those was to not get a cheeseburger, but to put the queso that they had in the little buffet, sneeze guard line. And you just, and that was that game changer. Putting queso on a burger is game changer. Putting fried egg on a burger is game changer. And I actually had a peanut butter and jelly hamburger. Perfect. And not like Smucker's raspberry or strawberry or anything like that. Real peanut butter and jalapeno jelly. Peanut butter and jelly burger. Life changed. Like that. Yeah. It was an event that I was emceeing. There was some burger cook-off in Scottsdale that I was emceeing. And I'm like, I've got to try that guy over there. Some people had charcoal buns too. I was like, holy cow, it's a whole new world. Yeah. Okay, so, all right. I got to tell you, if you make it a day before, anything like that you should make, especially using a crock pot, things like that, anything you make the day before is always advisable. Yeah, it's not good to make chili and then serve the chili right after you make it. Nope. You make the chili the day before, then you refrigerate it, then you reheat it the next day, and it's a whole different thing. Let's try this. I saw this video when I was looking around for FAFO Friday stuff. I was trying to get ahead of the game this week instead of, I don't know, finding them on Thursday night. So FAFO Friday, I was looking for videos and I found this guy, and I'm impressed by this. And I want you to see what I saw, especially parents. I want you to come along with me in this, because this little kid, just not a spoiler, this kid's about to hook into a fish. And you think about a kid this size, he's hooked into a bass, maybe a catfish, right? And no, this guy's offshore fishing. Watch this kid, but watch dad, and you hear the I don't know, somebody straight out of Duck Dynasty behind him. But check this out. Look at the pull on that. Look at the pull. I just want you to see it one more time so it didn't shock you. Watch this. Watch the pull. Look at that. Look at that fish bend that rod. That is a beast. All right, so dad's just getting it away from the trolling motor. Dad's doing his best to get it away from the trolling motor. Good. Don't want to get caught.
I thought you was going in the lake. I was going to let it go.
Dad is doing, you see him? Watch dad. Dad is like, touch, nope, nope, nope. And then ultimately, watch. Now he's got to give. He's got a bag. He's got a hold of his life vest, right? He said, just told him. He's like, I'm off, man. I'm off. You go. You got it, kid. There you go, bud. Dad steps away.
Keep right there.
Coach him.
You got a giant.
Coach him.
Don't pull your rod up anymore. Go reel. Start reeling. Don't worry about pulling. Just reel. Okay.
Look at Dad. Stanley, let him do it himself, man.
Golly, dude, that's a giant.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Ah! This kid, you guys, this kid's showing muscle here. This kid's using every muscle in his body, and Dad's just sitting there encouraging.
Just hold it right there. Giant.
Please keep it off my boat rail.
What do you think? Oh, there he is right there.
Look at this.
Look at this freaking sea monster, dude.
Look at this. He even had him tail hook or tail wrap. Look at this thing.
Buddy.
Buddy's holding on. Buddy's getting a ride of his life. Told you that guy's from Duck Dynasty. Told you.
Good job.
Hold on, man. Got to get this thing in. This thing is a beast. I think it looks like a shark. I don't know what the hell this thing is. I saw it quickly.
Ryder.
Yeah, son. Yeah, he don't want to fight that. Ryder doesn't want to fight that guy in the water like that. That's a dad job. Dad, you got that.
We'll get the sucker in here, show everybody the size of fish you just caught. What do you think?
Dude, that kid almost got pulled in, just stayed balanced. Dad did what he was supposed to do. Like, this is some kind of shark, dude. I don't know what the hell this is. But if it's a shark, I got to tell you, shark's one of the best eating you're ever going to have.
Probably. What?
Probably. The fish is as big as you, Ryder. Look at this thing.
Look at the size of that thing.
Look at this thing, man. That is an absolute giant. Oh, it's a sawfish. Holy cow, look at that.
Quick picture.
Woo! Dad, you did right, man. Dad, you fully did right. That is probably one of the hardest things as a parent to do in those type of situations. And I haven't had Nuge or Beans or Sarah strap into something like that. But the hardest thing is just stay away and just let them do it. Let them have that experience. That kid's going to be just fine because now he knows somewhere in his subconscious, he's filing that away. Dad didn't know he's going to come and just grab a fish for you and help you out. Dad's not going to always come and just bail you out of things like this because dad's been there before, knows how to do it, knows how to handle it. That's why we love the outdoors, because the outdoors teach kids the self-reliance and that and gives them the confidence that they can do these kinds of things on their own. Yeah. Water swatters. Oh boy. No, I haven't heard of water swatters. Lynn, this is the only thing you should ask people. Hey, have you heard of the Go Show with Mike Russell on Facebook? Mm-hmm. Anyway, but this is one of the toughest things to do as a parent because you always want to do it. I tied all the lures. I tied all of the hooks. I baited most of them. Beans would bait most of her stuff. But I took care of all the nests and all of that stuff and all of the rat's nests they'd have, and tangled reels. You know what? I wish I didn't. I really wish I didn't. I really wish I would have said, figure it out. Because now, as they are, they're in college and in high school, when we go out, it's still, Dad, look at this. I got this. Can you work on this? I always say yes. I always take care of it. I got to tell you, that guy right there has a nice boat. That guy, he is obviously out there fishing quite a bit. I would be shocked if you were to ask that guy, the dad, would you give up fishing after this moment? Would you give up fishing just to be able to be on the boat and captain every boat for your kids to fish exclusively? I would be shocked if he said no. Because that experience right there is so amazing. It's so cool. This is absolutely necessary in our outdoors to get. Okay. There we go. So at least you can hear me now, right? Yeah. It's like radio. It's like back in the old days. It's back in the days of radio. But start cam. Let's go. What in the hell happened? Listen, StreamYard, you can't do that. I banged on the table and it banged on the desk and it stopped. Wow. But anyway, thanks for hanging out. Wow, that was weird. Let's get to our next topic, shall we? I want to talk about the importance moving into, now that we're in hiking season and we're into camping season and all of that. I want you, thanks, Brendan. I want you to understand that just because it's hiking season, just because it's camping season, doesn't mean this is the only time you use a headlamp. I saw a article on headlamps a couple of days ago, and I thought, why is this a thing? Why do people shop for headlamps? Why does everyone not have a headlamp in their car? Why does everyone not have a headlamp in their truck? Y'all, it should never be you're going on a hike or going camping and somebody said, oh, I forgot the headlamps. Headlamps should be like a firearm. Like you have them all the time. Like it should be like I don't know, like gloves for work. It's telling you. Quit pounding on the damn table. I'm telling you, Lynn, I'm with you on that 100%. Holy, I got to stop pounding on the table. But I get excited, get a little animated. Wow, that's embarrassing. Embarrassing. But listen, headlamps, they also have stuff. One of the things I hate about headlamps is when you put them on and that glare gets in your eyes. I hate it. So check this out. They're hand lamps. That basically you just grip, you just grip and you grip in maybe a water bottle or something like that, and you're just walking along like this, and your way is lit the entire way. So I just, as we get into season, that was just kind of a PSA, not really a whole topic. We can talk about headlamps, but I'm telling you, they are absolutely invaluable and should be in your car and your truck at all times. At all times. Forget about, a lot of people carry like a mag light or something like that, a 4-cell mag light, like, oh yeah, I'm going to use it as a weapon or whatever. Man, those batteries go out and just get all junky and gunked up. Telling you, LED headlamp, you're set right. You always got light. It's definitely, it is a must have. And again, I don't understand when people tell me, what kind of headlamp should I buy? My question is, you didn't have a headlamp? That's like not having gas in your truck. Like, you got to have it. Hell yeah, in the Jeep. Yeah, Rhonda. Yes. Put it in your console. Put it in your glove box. I used to have a Jeep. Put it under the back seat. Get a little storage. Those little storage things they have for behind the back seats of Jeeps, El Jefes. I had a CJ7, an 86 CJ7. This was last year they made CJ7s. Everything was stolen out of that. I think it was around what you're getting to. Everything was stolen out of there. I had to get one of those. If you guys remember these, check us out. The radio player, the CD player that had a little handle on it, and you pulled it out. You pulled it out and you put it in your backpack and went to school. And then when you went home, you just basically just plug the thing back in. I had to get those because so many people stole my radios. Every time when I had a Jeep, they stole my radio all the time. But yeah, keep a headlamp in the Jeep for sure. Yep. Purple Wrangler. Purple too. Woo! A little throwback to Prince. We're all about that. We're all about that. I want to give you one of the funniest stories that I've heard in a hot minute. There was a trafficking ring that is busted in the South. And allegedly, they were smuggling trophy animals into pay areas and across state lines. Now I'm going to read you the entire headline because this blew me away. Who thinks of this? Like, again, we talked about the guy that was running the illegal the poaching deal, and you're thinking it was so vast and so extreme. It was like almost like, oh wow, I didn't think of that kind of stuff. Wow, I guess we might as well applaud this. Ready for this? Catfish trafficking ring busted in the South, allegedly smuggled trophy catfish into pay lakes and across state line. 9 suspects, 9 people. This is 9 people came up with this one. Have been charged with 180 wildlife violations in 3 different states. This is absolutely crazy to me. Think of 9 people sitting around, maybe in somebody's garage, drinking way too many Coors Lights and thinking, hey, I got an idea. Been thinking about this, been mulling over. I want to get you guys' opinions on this. Not saying we're doing it. We're just gonna spitball this one. Throwing ideas out there, guys. Throwing ideas out there. What if we trap giant catfish and we run them into tournament lakes and pay lakes? We smuggle them. But maybe we don't say smuggle. Maybe we relocate them. Maybe we call them, maybe asylum-seeking catfish. No, we'll do that on another show. But maybe who thinks of this? Who comes up with this? The dudes were smuggling catfish into pay. Yeah, hold my Rhonda, hold my beer and listen to this. Hold on. And we might do the redneck word of the day. My favorite is sensuous. Yeah, sensuous up. Grab me another beer. Hold my beer. Yeah, right. Okay, Lynn said this about the. I'll go back to the headlamps, and I missed this here. You said always thought headlamps looked dumb. Then plumbing started leaking out of the sink. Damn right. I'm telling you, always need a headlamp. It's one of the necessities to me of life. Headlamps. Yeah. Okay, we can talk conservative easements later in the week for sure. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Monday, we'll talk conservative easements. But yes, you mean conservation easements is what you're talking about? Lynn asked that question. But so they smuggled these things within 3 states. What they are facing felony charges. What in God's name is worth smuggling catfish to risk felony charges? They've cited a series of Pay Lake operators, catfish anglers, and other suspects in a multi-state trafficking bust. The suspects were allegedly involved in harvesting catfish illegally, selling them to various pay lakes. That's where it is. Sometimes transporting them across state line to do so. Not tough, by the way. I remember I went catfishing or just fishing with Nuge when he was, God, he had to have been maybe 9 or 10 years old. And we caught a catfish, put a catfish in the cooler. By the time we got home and we're processing all the other fish that we caught, thing was still alive. They live a long time and they bark, by the way. All right. Total of 9 perpetrators were cited with all 180 wildlife violations across Kentucky, Alabama, Tennessee. Shocking. Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife Game Warden Cody Fox. That sounds like something out of some ABC crime drama, right? Cody Fox. Through 2023, anglers from Kentucky, Alabama caught thousands of pounds of trophy catfish, both flathead and blue catfish, without requisite permits, and then transported and sold the catfish to various pay lakes, which are privately owned lakes that anglers must pay to access through 3 states. I got to know the profit margin on this because this doesn't even seem like a feasible. Okay, hold on. I guess people that do catfish smuggling operations, I probably don't think P&Ls are a thing. Profit loss. We're just gonna do this and make money. No, you're not gonna do this and make money. There's no way. Oh, Rhonda, when are we gonna talk about dogs? We should talk about dogs. We'll talk about dogs tomorrow. Can we talk about dogs tomorrow? Yeah. Yeah, and okay, yeah. So they cross state lines, but here's the deal. I know their defense was, we didn't know we couldn't do that. Why? Who told us we couldn't do that? Where's it written that we couldn't do that? Ignorance of the law is no defense. Sorry. You must know the laws. Mm-hmm. Mindful of those barbs when you're hiding catfish in your trousers. Is that a flathead in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? Wow. Yes. Those barbs got to be rough. Yeah. But we can talk about dogs tomorrow. You want to talk about dogs? How about we talk about conservation easements and dogs tomorrow? What do you think about that? Show's already planned. Just like that. We're going to talk about dogs. We're going to talk about conservation easements. Queen Bee and I took Ozzy on a 2.5-mile walk last night. He was cashed. Done. Yeah. So we got the secret to that. I'm telling you. Getting that dog to shut up at night is easily. That's all we do. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. So, y'all, thanks for hanging out. Again, parents, let your kids do stuff outdoors. Let them fail. Let them do all that stuff. Clayton, my man, I got to reach out to you, buddy. So, Clayton, tomorrow for the show, I'm going to give you a shout, buddy. I owe you a call. Would love to chat with you and talk about, just catch up. We need to catch up. All right, guys. Speaking of catching up in other news, I have a story about catching up that you guys might want to catch. I'm telling you. Happened this morning. Excited to tell you about it. All right. We're on for tomorrow at 11 o'clock right here on the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, world that we live in. Have a great rest of your day, y'all.